Welcome to Testie Productions. Here, we test mechanics, analyze real combat interactions, and break down what actually works in Hero Wars Alliance. No assumptions, no hype, just tested results. Today, we're breaking down Yasmine's legendary Relics, and this is not a simple damage upgrade. Relics fundamentally change how Yasmine applies pressure, removes counterplay, and controls fight tempo. Let's start with her first relic, unlocked at Legendary Relic Level 1 Lethal Sting. Every 8 seconds, Yasmine automatically strikes the enemy with the lowest current health. This target selection ignores position, ignores who Yasmine is attacking, and always hits the weakest enemy on the field. The damage is physical, scales with Yasmine's physical attack, and, most importantly, it always crits. No RNG, no crit checks, every hit is guaranteed critical damage. What this means in practice is simple. Even when Yasmine is controlled, delayed, or focused elsewhere, she is still executing enemies in the background. This relic is especially dangerous against low health supports, healers trying to recover, and heroes relying on shields or dodge to barely survive. Because the hit always crits, it punishes recovery windows harder than normal attacks ever could. Another key detail, Yasmine does not switch targets. She can pressure one enemy while Lethal Sting finishes another. This splits her threat across the enemy team, something pre-Relic Yasmine never had. On defense, this forces attackers to respect her even when she's delayed. On offense, it cleans fights faster and removes clutch survivals. This relic doesn't change how you play Yasmine. It simply makes mistakes far more costly. Now let's move to Dance of Death and its relic upgrade at Legendary Relic Level 10, where control stops working. Before relics, Dance of Death already grants debuff immunity while active. With the relic upgrade, that immunity continues for 5 seconds after the skill ends. This is massive. Even if the enemy survives her initial burst, they still cannot stun, slow, silence, charm, or control her. For 5 full seconds, Yasmine continues attacking freely. This directly shuts down control-based strategies. Timing stuns no longer works. Delayed reactions fail. Once Dance of Death starts, the enemy either kills Yasmine instantly or they don't stop her at all. This upgrade turns Dance of Death from a burst skill into an execution phase. It doesn't just add power, it removes counterplay. Quick engagement check. Have you already noticed stuns failing against Relic Yasmine? Drop it in the comments! Now, let's talk about Embrace of Pain, and this is where Yasmine's tempo changes completely. At base level, Embrace of Pain applies stacking pure damage poison on critical hits. This poison ignores armor and magic defense, refreshes instead of expiring, and stacks up to 10 times. Tanks do not stop this. Defenses do not block it. If Yasmine keeps attacking, the poison keeps growing. At Legendary Relic Level 20, Embrace of Pain gains a new effect. Every critical hit now grants Yasmine energy. Not a chance. Not once per cycle. Every crit. Because Yasmine crits constantly, this creates a loop. Poison stacks keep ticking. Energy floods in. Dance of Death comes back faster. This relic turns Embrace of Pain into an engine. It removes downtime and shifts Yasmine from burst assassin to momentum-based killer, combined with extended immunity. Once Yasmine starts moving, she doesn't stop. Now we reach Shadow Waltz, Yasmine's final relic at Legendary Level 30. This relic doesn't add damage. It deletes the kill window. If Yasmine loses more than 15% of her max health from a single attack, Shadow Waltz triggers. When it does, she dodges all incoming attacks for 5 seconds. Not increased dodge chance. Complete avoidance. This can only trigger once every 10 seconds, and that tells us its role clearly. Shadow Waltz is anti-burst protection. It activates at the exact moment Yasmine is supposed to die. Now connect everything. Immunity during her ultimate, extended immunity afterward, stacking pure damage poison, energy on every crit. And now, full dodge when burst finally lands. Before relics, the counter was simple. Survive the jump, then kill her. With Shadow Waltz, that window disappears. If you don't kill her instantly, she resets the fight in her favor. Together, these relics turn Yasmine into something entirely different. Not just faster, not just stronger. She becomes a sustained, control-immune, momentum-driven assassin that bends fights around her presence. And that's why Relic Yasmine isn't just an upgrade. She's a different tier of hero. If this breakdown helped you, support the channel by liking the video, subscribing, and sharing your experience in the comments. And remember, if it's not tested, it's not testy.